Well, it's June, and with that comes more of this pride stuff. Now, I don't care who you are having intercourse with, what you're doing in your bedroom, and I don't think that anybody does, whether you're conservative, whether you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, what have you. Nobody really cares who you sleep with. Nobody cares who you're attracted to. One thing we do care about, and I've seen several, and I mean several, of the LGB part of the LGBTQ plus blah 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 state that they want to separate themselves from that community. And the reason being is the whole trans movement. Now, if you want to identify as whatever it is you want to identify as, be it a dog, a girl, a boy, a purple alien from the planet Uranus, we don't care. In fact, none of us care. The one thing that we do care about is when you start putting that in our public schools, when you start shoving that down our throats via social media, news outlets, this, that, and the other. Frankly, we're sick of it. Me personally, again, I don't care who you're sleeping with. I don't care who you're attracted to. I don't care what you want to dress up as. It does not matter. That is a personal choice, and you live in America, and you have that right. Again, you live in America. You have that right. Unfortunately for you, we also have the right to disregard your pronouns and whatever you want to identify as because, well, it's just simply biologically not true. And that's what most folks need to realize, that gender and sex are, one of the same. They do not differentiate who you are or what sex you are. If you were born a certain way, guess what? Your chromosomes make you that person. And that's what's falling flat on a lot of people these days. Now, I just don't get why you want to come at us, and I don't mean just us like as in conservatives or, what have you. And I don't even want to really identify as a Republican anymore. I mean, it's become just as corrupt as the Democratic Party or the liberal woke movement. If you haven't watched the movie, or the documentary rather, The Great Awakening, it's on Twitter, it's on Rumble. You really ought to check it out. It doesn't necessarily center around the movements now, as far as like the lesbian and gay and all that stuff, or the trans movement. But it does show that there is an agenda. And if you can basically convince these children that they can be whatever they want to be, as far as gender goes, or if they want to identify as a cat, which turns out even here in Missouri, here in the Midwest, in conservative red states, they are now putting litter boxes in schools. Folks, this is a mental disorder. But the thing is, though, is it's an agenda that they're pushing on these children. And that is what we have the issue with. Now, I called several schools just yesterday and asked whether or not they had pride flags. Everyone here in the state of Missouri said no, they are not allowed to have any type of religious or organizational flags other than the United States or the state flag flown on school grounds. Now, on that same token, I called several schools, public schools in states in the West Coast and 2 on the East Coast. And the majority of these other states all had pride flags in their schools. So, if you live in a blue state or a liberal community, chances are your children are being exposed to this, whether you even know about it or not. One funny thing is, and this has nothing to do with the pride thing, is yesterday we purchased a 22 410. And my son, who's 5 years old, who's been around guns his whole life, has already shot several. He said he learned from school that little short-barreled survival rifle was an assault rifle. Now, I know this has nothing to do with the trans movement, but it has everything to do with indoctrination. And indoctrination in your public schools is why your kids are, well, going in and shooting up the schools. It's why your children are switching genders. And in the state of Washington, for God's sake, children do not need to report to their parents if they are transitioning. They can run away. They can go to a care facility. They can go stay with a friend. They can go stay with, whomever, and proceed with their transition without the parents' consent, without the parents' knowledge, and none of the care centers or anything like that even have to divulge the children's whereabouts. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a huge, huge problem. Because once upon a time, if, like, say, the police wanted to question a minor, then a parent had to be present. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore, guys. You do not have rights as parents anymore. They are stripping you of your rights. And it's sad. And I think it's about time that we all take a stand against this. It's sickening, to say the least. And if you agree, then I would much appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button. If you don't, leave a thumbs down, but also leave a comment and tell me why you disagree. And don't just come up with the same old rhetoric about how, gender and sex and this, that, and the other is not based in science. Because, well, that's just simply untrue. So, do me a favor. Come back. Watch some other of my videos. You don't have to agree. Just get on there and watch it and then rant and rave about how I'm a lunatic and that I should be canceled and whatever. But welcome to Woke America. The worst place to possibly be.